Welcome into another live edition of The Point After. I'm Jorge Andrés. College football season is here, and the Wolfpack made things a little too close for comfort. We'll revisit Week 1's action just ahead, but first, another huge weekend for Charlotte FC. Now, following a 1-1 draw against the New York Red Bulls last weekend, the Crown will now host rival Atlanta United this Saturday at 7:30. Now, let's not forget, Atlanta is coming into this one with something to prove after Charlotte beat them in Atlanta 3-2 back in June. Add to that the current playoff push that has Atlanta on the outside looking in, while the Crown currently sits in 6th place with a chance to climb as high as 5th place with a victory. So for more on this monster matchup at the bank, we are now joined by the starting goalkeeper for your Charlotte FC squad, Christian Kalina. And Christian, first, thanks so much for the time. And look, it's a very big game, man. It's a very important matchup against Atlanta, not just for the playoffs, but for what it means in this rivalry. That said, you know, as a goalkeeper, it can get nasty out there. What's it like to play in that heated physical rivalry?
Yeah, normally that in first year I didn't feel this like now, but now it's my 3rd year here, and we feel that is big our rival, and we want to show that this season we are better than them, and tomorrow is big chance for us. First of all, to win the game because of to reach the playoffs as much as easier how we can, and second of all to beat them like our big rival.
Here, Charlotte currently has 9 clean sheets and is tied for that best mark in the league with LAFC and Columbus. What is it about this defense and you in particular that has made you guys so dominant?
Yeah, I can say that now we play like second season in a row, like me, Andrew, and Malanda, and yeah, I think this season we play really well between us. We help each other, and then everybody else, like our fullbacks and defensive midfielders, and like whole team, and big things in everything is about the coach, because his system is more to protecting and put the guys opponents on the side, and it's much easier to defend like this than when we are so open.
Look, the identity of this team, to your point, is defense. Sometimes, though, the offensive side of the ball has failed to meet their expectations. As a goalkeeper, as any player, could that be frustrating? What do you tell your offensive teammates in moments like that when the defense is playing good, but we just need a goal?
Yeah, sometimes it's frustrating, but for us it's the most important to keep our like calm mind, because you know how it's in the defense. We can make one mistake and you can receive the goal. We need to be concentrated. Yeah, they are like this. They can be a little bit less concentrated, and then they can score one chance from 5 opportunities, and we can win the game. But defensive side, we need to be concentrated all the time. But we are all the time together, because okay, maybe this season we didn't score a lot of goals, but we score some importance. Like in Atlanta, we scored 3 goals, we received 2 goals. Sometimes offensive side play better than defensive side, and sometimes we play better than forwards. But overall, we are a whole same team, and we play all together.
Look, you mentioned the system that Coach Dean Smith has for this team, and he's done a tremendous job this year with the squad that he has on the pitch. What's it like to play for a man like Dean Smith?
It's really easy to play for him, because he has a great system for, honestly, for me and for defense. I know from last season, I had a lot of troubles with the system what previous coach had, and with this system I really enjoy to play. And yeah, can we be better in some terms? Yes, we can. But overall, like he has a straight system how he want to play, and the most important is that we understand this. And until now, I think we are in a good way.
Look, I know that you're not going to come out here and guarantee a win on Saturday, but What can fans that are going to the game, what can fans that are watching the game expect from the Crown this weekend as they take on that big rival in Atlanta United?
No, it's not about guarantee something, but yeah, normally that we will give 100%, blah blah, all these things. But tomorrow is really important games, and we need to, after 90 minutes, we need to be team who will score one goal more and win the game, because it's important games for us, and we need to be honest. Yeah, pressure is on us, and we need to be able to be better than this pressure and to win the game tomorrow.
Cool, calm, and collected. That's what this team has proven before, and that's what everybody will be expecting on Saturday. We're all behind you. Before I let you go, I do want to ask you one more question. Look, moving past this weekend's game, and if this team ends up making the playoffs, in your opinion, with the guys on the pitch there, your brothers that you play with, how far can this team go in the postseason if they make it?
Even we show that I think we can go really far, because in this league this season I think we had more problems with easier opponents than against bigger. We against Cincinnati we have 4 points in 2 games. Against Columbus we have 4 points in 2 games. Inter Miami, we play a really good game home. We lost 2-1 unfortunately, but all these 3 opponents, who I will say that they are big favorites, we can play against them, and this is the most important. And against these another teams, we need to improve, and we need to show that even these small teams we can beat.
The team has shown and proven that they can play with the bigger teams, and right now, currently in the postseason picture, we just hope that that continues throughout the rest of the season. But for now, a massive game this weekend for the Crown as they take on Atlanta United, 7:30 Saturday from Bank of America Stadium. Helping us get set for that game is the Crown's final line of defense, Charlotte FC's goalkeeper, Christian Kalina. Christian, thanks for the time. Stay healthy and good luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
All right, much more to come here on The Point After. I mentioned college football. Well, it's back, and we're talking week 1 and helping out a mascot who was in more trouble than expected. That coming on the other side of the break.
Summertime is here, and dangerous heat and humidity going to come with it. Make sure you're staying hydrated and try to limit the time that you spend outside. Make sure you're checking on the kids and the elderly, and make sure everyone has a safe summer. Download the free WBTV weather app to keep up to date.
Multiple lane changes, tailgating, speeding, the daily chaos of driving Charlotte crazy. We've all seen it. Now WBTV is streaming a new show dedicated to the madness of Charlotte traffic. Join the ride. Download the WBTV News app and stream us on any device.
The best high school football coverage is on WBTV's Football Friday Night.
Football Friday Night! Come on!
Catch all the highlights from the game of the week.
And we'll break down the play of the week everyone will be talking about.
Football Friday Night tonight at 11:20 only on WBTV.
Sponsored by Bojangles and Universal Windows Direct.
And welcome back to The Point After. I'm Jorge Andrés. Labor Day weekend is here, and the Panthers have wrapped up practice as they head into week 1 of that regular season. Now, practice officially wrapped up yesterday as Coach Canales gave the team the weekend off before coming back this coming Monday to prep for week 1 of the NFL season. Prior to the break, the team brought in 6 players off of waivers. Now, the depth and the starters still being retooled, but we do have an idea of what that could possibly look like. Let's show it to you. Let's start with offense. The offensive line is as expected, that is, with Icky, Lewis, Corbett, Hunt, and Mountain. Ian Thomas looks to be the current tight end at number 1, but of course we'll see some of Tommy Tremble as well as rookie Jatavian Sanders in that mix. Deontay Johnson, rookie wide receiver Xavier Leggett. Those are your wideouts. Adam Thielen will be contributing from the slot. Chuba Hubbard in the backfield, and of course Bryce Young under center leading this offensive squad of Dave Canales. Let's flip over to the defensive side. That's where things get a little bit dicey. Sean Robinson, Derek Brown will be your pressure D tackles with Tuttle in the middle there of that defensive line. Jadeveon Clowney, the kid here from the hometown of North Carolina, right here in Rock Hill, not North Carolina. Jadeveon Clowney and Shaq Thompson will be your pressure ends or outside linebackers, if you will, while Josie Jewell and Clavon Chason will look to be your linebackers in the middle. We talked about in previous episodes about Dane Jackson while he was injured. So Mike Jackson may be the one that slides in opposite of J.C. Horn. Xavier Woods and Jordan Fuller will be your safeties, while Troy Hill, he'll slide in at nickel. On special teams, Eddie Pinheiro, remember there was that conversation with him and the thicker kicker Harrison Meevers? Well, it's Eddie Pinheiro that's going to be your kicker. Johnny Hacker, your punter, and of course the veteran J.J. Jansen, your snapper. The NFL season kicks off for your Carolina Panthers next Sunday, September the 8th at 1 p.m. Eastern Time from the Caesars Superdome in New Orleans as the Panthers, they take on the New Orleans Saints. To college football now, where the Wolfpack of NC State made it a little too close for comfort against the Catamounts of Western Carolina. NC State looking to start the season out right, while Western Carolina, well, they had plans to play spoiler. That's their only plan they had. Just mess things up. Let's pick it up in that first quarter. Cole Gonzalez finding the big fella, his tight end Jake Young. And the Catamounts surprisingly up 7-0. But here come the Wolfpack. They would respond. The local kid out of Porter Ridge, Grayson McCaw, connecting with former Chambers star KC Concepcion. And we're tied up at 7 apiece. Look, Concepcion, he was not done. He's a man. Tacking on another touchdown, NC State was finally back in control, and Concepcion finished with 9 catches, 121 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Jordan Waters would also tack on a pair of touchdowns, this being one of them, and it's a 38-21 Wolfpack win after a shaky little start. All right, to UNC now, who was also in action as they opened up their season. Now, offense optional in this one for the Tar Heels as they faced Minnesota. And when we say offense optional, we start the highlights with a field goal. Yeah, a field goal. But not just a field goal that would miss. Yes, a miss for the Gophers, and that would open the door for your Tar Heels. Nobody likes a missed field goal. So to the second quarter we go next. Max Johnson trying to make something happen in shotgun formation with motion going. Can't find wide receivers, so he decides to scramble and dive it in himself. Johnson would get the touchdown and would get reviewed and looked over a couple of times. He did have a costly pick in the contest, but touchdown is good. And the Tar Heels, they eke out a victory, 19-17. Meanwhile, back here in Charlotte, the 49ers are getting set to kick off their season tomorrow. The question is, who's going to play? More from that in just a minute. First, the info of the game. Their first home game is Saturday against James Madison University from Jerry Richardson Stadium. Kickoff set for 8 p.m. All right, here's what I was talking about. The Niners, they're pretty banged up heading into that opener. And by pretty banged up, I mean that nearly 50% of their starters are injured. Coach Poggi speaking in his weekly press conference, confirming that the team could be without 8 starters, potentially 9 starters for their game against the Dukes, but it's in a marathon. Remember, it's a marathon, not a sprint, as the focus will be on that Rice game on September 28th when they open up AAC play. All right, to high school football now. We're coming up tonight. Week 2 of football Friday night rolls along. And our second game of the week takes us down to Union County for a high-powered showdown between West Charlotte and Monroe. Now, last time around, we saw an evenly matched up game that was tied with 4 minutes to go before the Lions pulled away. This year, both teams are hungry and looking to make a statement early in the non-conference schedule. Look, the similarities between the Red Hawks and the Lions, they do not end there, especially in recent years. Both teams have made it at least to the third round of the state playoffs each of the last 2 years, but with no titles to show for it. Now, West Charlotte and Monroe have each shown in the past that they are capable of winning state championships, but now are looking to reestablish that pedigree. These head coaches agree that the biggest similarity between these two programs is the caliber of athletes at key playmaking positions on both sidelines.
Athletes. I'm talking about athletes on the offense end, athletes on the defense end. And that's why I said it comes down to who's going to be solid on both sides of the ball and who's going to have a better special team.
They have explosion-type players just like we do. Anytime you give them some space, they can go 60, 70 yards, touchdown. You can't make mistakes, and I think they're going to get after it, and they're very eager to try to get us back from last year.
All right, don't forget our Cam Gaskins will be live this evening on WBTV with more, getting you ready for kickoff, and you can catch football Friday nights only on WBTV. That's starting at 11:20. All right, folks, time now for my final thoughts. First, a very big welcome. Yes, welcome to the Queen City HBCU Hoops. And I say that because it was announced that an HBCU basketball tournament will be back in Charlotte with the Black College Invitational Championship debuting from March 20th to the 23rd right here in the Queen City. Men and women from 16 Division I and Division II teams in the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference, the Southwestern Athletic Conference, the Central Intercollegiate Athletic Association, and the Southern Intercollegiate Athletic Conference. Conferences will compete at Bojangles Coliseum. And come on, do I really got to explain this? This is a massive win for HBCUs and for the Queen City. Just another tip of the hat to the growth of this great city and the importance of highlighting our historically black colleges and universities all across the country. All right, for my next final thought, all I have to say is, look, folks, it's the beginning of college football season. Everyone is rusty. Coaches, players, and yes, even mascots. Take a look at this. Oh, Mrs. Wolf! Mrs. Wolf! No! My man's going 60 miles an hour on that. Slow down for Mrs. Wolf. First of all, Mr. Wolf, your lady just ate it. How about jumping off and helping her out? Come on, Mr. Wolf, help your lady out. Look, gracefully she stood up and kept clapping and waving. NC State had a shaky start to their game against Minnesota, and Mrs. Wolf had a shaky start to the season. Happy to report, though, she is okay. And again, just gotta dust off that rust from the mascots as well as the players and the coaches. That's going to do it for this edition of The Point After. Quick note for you, no point after this coming Monday for Labor Day. As our staff enjoys the holiday, we hope you enjoy the holiday as well. But of course, you can find The Point After moving forward Mondays and Fridays, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, wherever you stream program, whether that's on your cell phone, on your tablet, on your TV, with the Apple TV app, the Fire TV app, the Roku app, or of course, by downloading the absolutely free WBTV News app. See you.